Good day, lords and ladies. I am Roger Awesome.
And I am Jack Bold.
And we are the Lords of Adventure.
Roger?
What's wrong?
What's up with the mustache?
Oh, Jack, what? Guess what? I get to play this week at a night of the Macabre. I get to play Edgar Allan Poe. I'm very excited. And today, lords and ladies, I'm going to do for you a reading of The Raven to get you excited about this week's show.
And I'm going to help. I'm going to help.
Oh,
team, you know what I mean?
Jack, actually, I'm sorry, you can't actually help. There's no other part in it. It's just Poe doing the story. It's about his wife dying of consumption. There's no one else in it. So.
You mean just you and the mustache? Just alone?
Well, technically the mustache will be there, but yeah, Jack.
Okay, I guess
No,
that's
Jack.
where you want it.
No, Jack, you don't be like this, Jack. We can find something for you. Maybe you'll be the host or something. Once upon a midnight dreary, while upon a weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this, nothing more. Distinctly I remember. It was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I'd wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow for the lost Lenore, the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. The silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, and so, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "It is some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger. Hesitating then no longer, "Sir," said I, "or madam, surely your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Even that darkness peering along, I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. The silence was unbroken, the stillness gave no token. The only word there spoken was the whispered word. "Lenore?" This I whispered. And an echo murmured back the word Lenore. Only this and nothing more. Back into my chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, something louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see what then thereat is, and this mystery explore." Let my heart be still a minute, this mystery explore. It's just the wind, nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, and with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven from the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady perched above my chamber door. Perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. Perched and sat, nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my said fancy into smiling by the stern and grave decorum of the countenance he wore. "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, said I, truly art no craven. ghastly grim and ancient raven wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore! Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to give discourse so plainly. Those answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being has yet been blessed by a seeing bird above his chamber door. Bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door with such a name as nevermore! But the raven, sitting lonely upon his placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On the morrow he shall leave me, as my hopes have flown before. And then the bird said, nevermore! Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken. Doubtless, said I, what he utters is his only stock and store. Caught from some unhappy master whom a merciful disaster followed fast and followed faster till his songs one burden bore. To the dirges of his hopes that one melancholy burden bore of never, nevermore. But the raven, still beguiling all my sad soul into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Deep into that velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking, nevermore. Nevermore! This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl, whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er. The cushion's velvet violet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er. She shall press, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed by some unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls now tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee respite and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff that sweet nepenthe and forget the lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore! Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent or tempest tossed thee here ashore. Desolate though all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore! Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by the heaven that bends above us, by the God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within some distant Aden it shall clasp a sainted maiden whom the angels name Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore! Be that word or sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked up starting. Get thee back into the tempest of the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of the lie thy soul has spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take the beat from out my heart and the form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore! And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting. On the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming. The lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul, From out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted.
Nevermore! Did I do good, Roger? I try. I'm a good raven.